So in last session, we have discussed about PLSQL topics like anonymous block, PLSQL attributes, column level attribute, row level attribute, and bind variables, and some type of data types we have discussed, and the syntax for the PLSQL anonymous block. Okay, and control statements, if else conditions, loops, simple loop, while loop, for loop. So these all things we have discussed in last session. Today our next topic is cursors. Our next topic is cursor. What is cursor actually? So cursor is a private SQL memory area. Who is this Android? Someone joined with name Android. Who is this?
Raganna Nadi.
Okay. Change your name.
Okay.
And who is this Redmi 9?
Bro, nene bro. Nagraj.
Yeah, change name.
Okay, bro.
Okay. So what is the use of private SQL memory area? Private SQL memory area is, for example, if there is any simple select query. So there is a select query, select a star from employee. Department number equal to 10. This is the select query. Okay. So where everything is there, an employee table, for example, there is 1000 records in employee table. But for particular department 10, there is 100 records. There is 100 records. Okay. Searching the 100 records from the 1000 records and to display only the 100 records, it will take time. And the performance also degrades. Every time searching the records in 1000 records and displaying the 100 records. So that will take some time. So for temporarily, we need to store somewhere else. For temporarily, we need to store somewhere else. And from there, we can use our operations like insert operations, update operations on this, or by using loops. So we can take from there only these 100 records. So this 100 records should store somewhere else. That is a private SQL memory area. Whenever you have created a cursor for the select query, automatically the data will be stored in private SQL memory area temporarily. And from there we can take the data and we can use. Yeah. See, this is the table. This is the private memory area. Private SQL memory. So whenever you say cursor, even is then the 100 records from the table. 100 records from the table will bring and will be temporarily stored into here. Okay. So from here we can take the data and if you want to display, you can display. If you want to do some DML operations, you can do on this. So due to this, the performance will be improved. So there are two types of cursors. One is implicit cursor and next one is explicit cursor. Implicit cursor. Yesterday I have discussed select into statement. By default, this will return a single record. Okay. Whenever you have write PLSQL program with select into statement, so that is a implicit cursor. Automatically, Oracle converts it as a implicit cursor. Okay. See, whenever PLSQL code written a single record, then it is implicit cursor. Example, simple select into statement. Implicit cursors are automatically created by the Oracle whenever a SQL statement is executed. When there is no explicit cursor for the statement, programmers cannot control the implicit cursor and the information on it because so this will created by Oracle. So the programmers or users cannot control the this. Whenever DML statement is issued, an implicit cursor is associated with the statement. For example, in PLSQL program, you are doing some simple insert operation or update operation, delete operation. So Oracle internally this will convert into a implicit cursor. And for insert operation, the cursor hold the data that needs to be inserted. For update and delete operation, the cursor identify the rows that would be affected. So like here only in memory area. The implicit cursor is nothing but so whenever you have written simple PLSQL program, you write here select employee number into underscore EMP number. This is automatically converted into the implicit cursor. For example, we are doing some insert operation. This is also implicit cursor. You are doing some update operation. That is also implicit cursor. Okay. If you don't define a explicit cursor, there is explicit cursor that is user defined cursor. So if you don't declare any explicit cursor, this will automatically convert as a implicit cursor by Oracle itself. See, simple thing. Yesterday we have seen this employee number, employee name from employee. Select into employee name into v employee number, v employee name. So I'm just using select into statements. That's it for the particular employee. So everyone practiced the PLSQL. Employee number is 739, employee name is King. I just written a select into statements for the particular employee. I'm returning the employee number and his name. That's it. This is the implicit cursor. Everyone practiced PLSQL.
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసావన్నా.
Okay, what is bind variable?
Global variable. You want to access the variable from
anywhere. Okay.
from
What are the PLSQL attributes?
column level attributes, row level attributes.
What is this attribute? Which attribute I have declared here?
Column level attribute.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Here implicit cursor attributes are there. Okay. There are SQL person found, SQL person not found, SQL person is open, SQL person row count. These are the implicit cursor attributes. Why this will be useful? SQL person found means if we declare anything this example here. Yes. Begin. So I am doing some delete operation. Delete from employee copy where employee name equal to some name I have given. Okay. So I have given king. For example, I have given king name. If the king is present in the table, so it will delete the record, and here it will come. If SQL person found means if the record found, then display the record has been deleted. If the king name is not found, then it will display no record has been deleted since given name is not present. So if SQL found means the record will be found, then display this. SQL person not found means if the record is not present, then display this. That is the attributes SQL found and SQL not found. Is open is always it will return a false because for implicit cursor there will be no SQL person is open. This always it will return a false value. But SQL found and SQL not found, it will return a Boolean data types, either true or false. Like you see here, if the record found, then it will display true. If the record not found, it will display the true. It will display the false. So I will execute this and I will show you. First, let's see employee copy is there. Employee copy is there. Name I am giving as king. I am giving. What happened? The record has been deleted. It's showing because king is present. So if king is present, it will go to the if statement, if condition. SQL person found. SQL person found. It will go here. So the king is present. So that is the reason it is showing the record has been deleted. Now, now I will execute. I will give some name which is not present in the table. So ABCD is not present in the table. I have given this name. So if I execute this, what is displaying? No record has been deleted since given name is not present. Why? ABCD is not present in the table. So this condition will be true then now. SQL person not found. Then no record has been deleted since given name is not present. Okay. No. Next one is SQL person found means if the record is found. SQL person not found means if the record is not found. Is open will always false only. But person row count. So we are inserting some records in table and we are updating some records in table and we are deleting some records in table. Then we need to see which record, how many records are updated, how many records are deleted. So for that SQL person row count will be helpful. So here what I'm doing, I'm doing some update operation on employee copy. So for all records, I'm updating salaries. 15 records are updated. Okay, I'm doing rollback. 10 records are updated. And if we want to see row count, how many records are updated, so we cannot use anywhere this number in normal SQL. But in PLSQL, if you want to see, you can see like this SQL person row count. The number of records updated are SQL person row count. SQL person row count is the implicit cursor attribute. See, now you can see the number of records updated are 15. Clear everyone? Implicit cursor. Implicit cursor is nothing but whenever you are doing insert of DML operations in the PLSQL block or select into statement in the PLSQL block, so that is called Oracle internally creates is a implicit cursor. So the implicit cursor attributes are these four: SQL person found, person not found, is open, row found. Is open will never use for the implicit cursor. So that is the reason it will always display false. And remaining three are we have shown just now. So in these scenarios, we will use SQL found, SQL person not found. And row count means it will return the number data type. So whenever you are updating or whenever you are deleting some records, so you can use the row count like this SQL person row count. Okay, clear about implicit cursor? So now second one is explicit cursor. Explicit cursor is a user defined cursor. Implicit cursor defined by the Oracle itself, but explicit cursor will be defined by the users. In our PLSQL code returns more than one record. Okay. Now how many records can be created in implicit cursor?
Implicit it is only one.
Only one, because we are using select into statement. If we use select into statements, by default only single record will be displayed. But here, if you want to return a more than one record, there will be explicit cursor. It is a step-by-step process and it is a user defined. The explicit cursor life cycle is this. First, we need to declare the cursor. Next, we need to open the cursor. Next, we need to fetch the cursor. Next, we need to close the cursor. And this is the syntax. Cursor name is select query to declare. And next to open cursor name and fetch cursor name into this close cursor name. We'll see an example. As of now, just remember this four: declare, open, fetch, close. First, we need to declare the cursor. After, we need to open the cursor. When you open, what happened? So you have declared cursor, that is okay. You have declared cursor means like this. You have declared this is a cursor. Cursor C1 is select staff employee where department number equal to 10. Whenever you have declared the cursor, that data will be stored into the private SQL memory area. Okay. So now you have opened the cursor. Now you have opened the cursor. When you open, what will happen? The cursor will point out here. This is the cursor. The cursor will point here. When you open the cursor pointed here. And when you fetch the cursor, so you need to fetch the cursor data into some variable. You need to declare some variable. So in that variable, you need to fetch the data. Once you fetch the data, once you do some operations, you need to close the cursor. That is the life cycle of the cursor. See one example. Cursor C1 is employee number, employee name, salary from employee. So I am taking this select query to the cursor, like I said here. So if you do, what will happen? The data will be stored into the private memory area. Okay. Okay, that is completed. Next to open C1. I have opened the C1. C1 means cursor. Cursor name I have given a C1. So you can give anything you want. Next, you have opened cursor, that is okay. Next, we need to fetch the data into somewhere. Some variables you need to fetch. Fetch C1 into V employee number, V employee name, V salary. So these variables you need to declare, right? So I have declared here. Next, I am displaying the data. First, by default, one record will come, and second again I am fetching. Second record will come. Third time I am fetching. Third record will come. Fourth time I am fetching. Fourth record will come. So I am fetching 4 records, and in last I am using close C1. see this record first. See, these are 4 records. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me, instead of fetching 4 times, is there any technique in PLSQL? So if there is 100 records, we need to fetch 100 times. So we can use,
Loop.
yeah, loops we can use to iteration, for iteration. So like in PLSQL, sorry, like in implicit cursor attributes, we are having explicit cursor attributes also, same 4. But there we need to use SQL person found, but here we will use cursor name, person not found, person found, person is open, person row found. See here, cursor C1 is same thing, same example I have taken. Here what I am taking, open C1, and here I am used loop, end loop. See, whenever you are writing program, yesterday also I told you, so we have used to declare begin end exception. So this is the optional. Declare for example, next here variable 1, variable 2, you declare how many variables you want, you can declare. Next thing is open cursor. Whenever you write open, immediately write here close C1. Next what happen, loop. So whenever you have written loop, right here end loop. Now fetch C1 into some variable 1, variable 2, this. Next to DBMS. So for simple loop, what is the condition? So here I have used simple loop. Whenever we are using some loop, a simple loop, we need to use something. What was that? How many types of loops are there?
ఎగ్జిట్ వాడతా ఉన్నా ఇక్కడ.
Exit condition is there, because when until and unless you don't use exit condition, this loop will execute, this loop will execute till evening also it will execute only if you don't do anything, if you don't exit condition. Exit, when we exit this condition, when the cursor values are complete, means when C1 person not found. Not found means if they in C1 there is no values, then at that time we need to use exit condition. So this is the simple program whatever I have written here. I have declared 3 variables and I have taken the 3 values also in cursor. And here what I am doing, loop fetch C1 into this, exit when C1 person not found. So whenever the values are not present in C1, then directly exit dbms output dot put underscore line and loop. So first one time it will fetch, again loop will execute, again second time it will fetch, third time it will fetch till the cursor completes the data. So total 15 records are displayed. Clear? Here what I have written, normal variables only I have written. Here I am not using any attributes, PLSQL attributes. Here what I am doing, so total. This is the row type. Row type means row level attribute. I have used here row level attribute, and total C1 cursor, total cursor I have fetched into the I. Previously what I am doing, one by one record I am fetching, employee number, employee name, salary. But now I have declared one row level attribute. That row level attribute I am using here. Same exit condition, same loop, same open, same close, everything is same. Only I am fetching all data into the row level attribute. So from that row level attribute only I am displaying the data. I dot e name, I dot salary. If you want I dot hire date, that also you can use. I dot job, all you can use here. Same results. To find the top 5 salaries. Top 5 salaries is nothing but exit when C1% row count. Percent row count means one by one row count it will see, right? So percent row count equal to 5. Then exit. So if you execute this select query, what will return? So here what I'm doing, by salary descending. Descending means big value to small value. So I'm using here exit when C1% row count equal to 5. Row count. First it will come here. This is first row. This is second row. This is third row. This is fourth row. And this is fifth row. So once it reaches cursor reaches fifth record, so the condition will be exited. Then we can see top 5 hash salaries. These are the top 5 employees. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today I'm stopping the class here only. Some work. So everyone try to practice this implicit cursor and explicit cursor, whatever we have covered till now. Okay. So if you practice this in the further remaining classes, it will be very easy to. So how to declare the variable, how to fetch the variables. If you see this program is very big, but nothing is there. I have used only these things only. I have declared the cursor and I have declared the variable. And I open the cursor and close the cursor. And open the loop, end the loop. And I am fetching the cursor into some variable. And I have written exit condition. And simply I am displaying the data. Okay, nothing will be there. If you practice, it will be very easy. PLSQL. Okay. Next, another in cursor, implicit and explicit cursors are completed. So tomorrow we are having explicit cursor. We are having for loop cursor. Now we have seen the simple loop cursor, right? So tomorrow we will discuss about for loop cursor and ref cursor. These two things we will discuss tomorrow. Practice these things and we'll meet tomorrow. Bye.